Hello, my name is Ellen, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I'll be leading a guided meditation on staying balanced in the midst of long COVID. When we're feeling healthy and vital, it's much easier to find balance in our lives. We can implement stress reduction activities like exercise, social co-regulation, and calming practices like yoga and meditation. But when our bodies are dysregulated and our energy is low, we can find it challenging to be present and to stay centered. So in this meditation, we'll practice acknowledging things as they are, and also trying to observe our habitual reactions to stressors, and seeing if there's room to open to a new attitude that may help relieve our burden and the exacerbation of pain. So let's get started. So coming to a comfortable position, whether it's lying down or sitting upright in a chair, feet or ankles, feeling the support below them. Maybe the hands are resting on your thighs or on the armchairs or on your bed or mat. Just coming to stillness and letting go of all that's happened before listening to this meditation and all that'll happen later on after the meditation. So for these few minutes, you have nowhere to go, nowhere to be, and you can just settle in right here. And to help you go inward, you may want to close the eyes just to eliminate distractions, but you can always feel free to keep them open. Maybe even softening your gaze if that helps. And now connecting with the breath. Taking some breath in through your nose and some long, slow exhales out the nose. Just slowing down your breath, smoothing it out. Noticing where the sensations of the breath are throughout your body, whether it's the tip of your nostrils or the back of your throat, or in the expansion and contraction of the diaphragm. Just breathing in relaxation and breathing out any tension, anything not serving you, just letting it go. Today you can choose breath as your anchor, a place to rest attention when your mind wanders. Or if breath isn't your first choice, then you can choose another anchor, such as the touch points under your hands, feet, or back, or sounds in your space. So now just letting go of that intentional breath pattern and then letting your breath flow naturally in and out of your nose in its own cyclical pattern. Keeping breath in the background of your experience. Just breathing in and breathing out. Keeping that going while we relax the body and loosen any tension in the muscles. Loosening any holding around the crown of the head, the forehead, the small area between the eyes, the cheeks, and the mouth, especially the jaw that tends to clench up and tighten. It might help to move your teeth back and forth to let that tension go. So we're just relaxing the entire face, letting it smooth out. So if we move back to the head, paying special attention to the area where the head meets the neck, allowing a steady flow of energy. And if it feels like there's a dam blocking the energy, then imagining the sticks or pebbles or mud slowly dissipating and being carried away by the river of energy flowing through this area. So we're lengthening and widening and creating more space for comfort and ease. And now unwinding the shoulders, letting them drop and loosen. Feeling the entire neck and shoulder area melt away the tension and stress. Relaxing down each arm and through the body, loosening tension in the abdomen and lower back, the hips, and down through each leg. Letting any negativity or unwanted energy just release out from the bottom of our feet. So now we're here in the present moment, beginning to feel more relaxed, calm, and clear. And so we can check in with ourselves and see what's arising. While dealing with long COVID, sometimes it seems all we have in the forefront of our mind is dealing with pain and fatigue, and we don't have as many mental or physical resources available to us. There are things happening in our bodies that we can't control, and that brings all kinds of capacities offline: creativity and cognitive functioning, even rational thinking. So there are physical things happening, and then there's our reaction to the physical things. The relationship to our condition or illness that we can work with more directly. So take, for instance, when we find ourselves in a flare-up. There are all the physical components, including things that happen in our brains and even emotions, and that's all happening. And then there's the meaning we make of it. Like what I used to do. Oh no, here it comes. This is going to be bad. I'm done for the day. This is a terrible time for a flare-up. It must mean I'm going backwards. Maybe I'll never recover. Whatever story we create in our minds is that associated with the physiological components of the flare-up. But when you think about it, the flare is already here. So maybe the reaction is something we can challenge. Really looking at our thoughts. Being aware of them. Maybe it's possible to shift the narrative. In my case, wait. Maybe I don't have to add negative and fearful and hopeless thoughts. because my body is already shutting down. And maybe I could do something more productive, like listen to it, get the rest I need, drink the electrolytes I need, listen to a yoga nidra. And make room for what's happening without making it a bigger problem beyond what's actually happening and the practical issues at hand. And maybe I don't need to judge it, thinking there's something fundamentally wrong with me, or suffer because I need it to be a different way. Things happen in life. When we experience a job loss, or a friend departing, or an accident. And the question is, how do we stay rooted to our essential wholeness? Because our individual essence hasn't changed at all. We're still loving and joyful and creative people, just as we are. It's just the surface that's changed. And of course, that's changing all the time. But can we get to a place that we're grounded in something deeper inside ourselves that doesn't change? Can we become anchored in the changeless? Maybe we can see that our essence is unharmed and okay. Like I'm still the same old me, though I don't like what's happening in my body or the losses that I'm experiencing. But there's nothing I can do about that. And it doesn't mean life has to be worse. Life didn't change. Our circumstances changed. So just take a moment to think about this. Can you find the person inside you that you still are and acknowledge that permanent, true nature that can never be taken away? So that's the level we can work on. So just as an experiment, out of total curiosity, would you be open to viewing your reaction to a flare-up differently? Just maybe trying to see if you can be okay with it this time. Like saying, I'm gonna try to not make any negative meaning out of it. I'm not gonna struggle against it. I'm gonna try being okay with it all. And just see what that does. See if it helps. See what it reveals. Any insights. You may notice, wow, there is all of this that goes offline beyond my control. And I notice there's this other thing I do where I kind of blow it out of proportion or go into misery over it. And that's choice. And maybe noticing that moment of choice in our minds, that awareness, a meaning we create. And maybe I choose to go another way. So you may notice the big part of the suffering was that meaning you made out of it. The choice to relate to it is a big problem. And choosing to go through all the same physiological things without that negative narrative in my head may lessen some of the suffering surrounding the crash. Or not. You may find that the same amount of physical symptoms are still present, and taking everything else offline, and not that much is the psychological part. But we'll only see this if we take a step back and become aware of our habitual reactions to things happening in our lives. The continued practice of awareness helps reveal our inner territory more. And any opportunity we have to create a new helpful relation to our challenges, especially ones out of our control like long COVID flare-ups. So inviting you to get curious and experiment with your relation to what's happening physically in your body. At the very least, it should reveal helpful insights and a deeper understanding of the connection between our minds and our bodies. So now, bringing awareness back to the breath as we started. Feeling the breath into your nostrils. Feeling your diaphragm expand and contract. And exhaling a long, slow, sustained breath. Breathing in, feeling this body connected and whole. And breathing out, letting go of any last bits of tension. Remembering that we're not only the parts that are broken, but a whole person with an inner essence that never changes, that's always there to help us experience love, happiness, and peace, and that can help us with patience and perseverance. So taking one final breath in, and on an exhale, gently opening the eyes, reorientating yourself back with your space. Thank you for being here for this meditation. I hope you have a day filled with ease and peace. And I'm grateful that we share this space together. Namaste.